Folks, welcome to Wani. This is your host Vitek, and with us we have the Bay Area thrash legends, Death Angels, very own Axeman Ted Aguilar. How are you doing, sir?
We're doing well, just enjoying a little bit of time at home and doing some press, and I'm excited to talk to you and everyone.
That's awesome. Now, just a few weeks back, you guys toured states with Cavalier Conspiracy. Now, how
Yes.
was the tour? I mean, you guys are a touring machine. So, when you talk about the Dream Calls for Blood, which came out, 1.5 years back, so what was the vibe this time on stage, playing those tracks in front of your amazing fans?
It's great. I mean, we're so proud of the record that the majority of our set is the Dream Calls for Blood. I mean, there's a lot of bands out there who put out, they put out new records, but they only play like one or two songs.
Yeah,
And to me, that's good, but for us, we're just so proud of this new record. It's that we're proud of all the songs that we play like 7 songs off the new record live,
awesome.
and it's been going really really well. And the reaction and the feedback from the fans and the press have been good. And this time around with Cavalier Conspiracy, when we came back around to do a United States tour with them, people knew the songs, which they were singing along. People love them, and it's good to see that a band like us who's been around for a long time could put out new material and it holds up just as good as the old material, if not better.
Absolutely. Very well said, because the highly anticipated Death Angel documentary, Thrashumentary, will be
Yeah,
out
have you
next.
seen it?
I've seen it. I mean, I got the copy like what, a month ago, and I've been hooked on. 2 hours plus, an amazing. I mean, it just covers. I feel that it's more like encapsulating the 3 decade career in just 2 hours. The story,
Yeah,
the story of Death Angel from your inception to the present day.
yeah. It was, you know what? It could have been more, but we had to cut it
That
down.
that generally happens.
Yeah, but
So
the Thrashermentary, yeah, that was many years in the
in
making.
the
I
making.
mean, yeah, it started out. Tommy Jones, who actually who put that all together, he did our video "River of Rapture"
Rapture.
from the Relentless Retribution album, and he's been on. We love his work. He does an amazing work. Great guy, and he brought up the idea of doing a live DVD with behind the scenes footage.
Hmm.
So he went on the road and filmed it, and we put some stuff together. Then we kind of did a 180, and we liked the footage that he got, but we told him, why don't we do like a documentary of the band?
Hmm.
So, and that's why it took so long to come out, because we were for Relentless Retribution, we were touring for 3 years, and
Right.
Tommy would come in and out of tour, and we'd be touring, he'd be editing, and trying to get everyone to do the interviews. It was so hard to get all those interviews and all those footage. So it took a while, but it's released, it's done, it's
It's
coming
done.
out finally. So, and I think a lot of fans are gonna really really like the outcome of it's gonna be worth the wait, and they're gonna realize it's they're gonna like it.
Absolutely, because when we talk about the high, the lows, and the highs again of the band in your profiling career, it's always interesting to see how you guys are transparent for your fans. So when they see the DVD, they'll be like, okay, this is Death Angel right from the beginning till
Yeah.
date, with all you guys have faced personally, professionally, and here you are with a new DVD. And the name, my God, the name is kind of kick-ass, Thrashumentary. So who came up
Yeah,
with this title?
our Tommy Jones.
Oh, he's the guy again. Cool.
He's the guy. He's our guy. He did, like I said, he did the River Rapture video. He did the making of the Dream Calls for Blood that came
Hmm.
out. Um, and he did the Thrashermentary. I mean, this guy is awesome. So, he really did put it together. I mean, we supplied him with all the footage, and he also went out and he did a lot of tours with us. So, but he did a good job of putting it together, and he's the one responsible coming up with the name.
Absolutely, because it's very important in a documentary to arrange things instead of just pushing everything one after the another without having any connection. But
Yeah,
while
yeah.
watching Thrashumentary, it was very clear that the message you guys wanted to give out, and then there were a few live clips in the middle, and then Gary Holt, Chuck Billy, everyone coming in and chipping in their opinions about the band. So must have been, like you said, very tough to get those guys. So whose decision was it to bring in your good old buddies on the DVD?
It was basically all our ideas. Like, fortunately, when we got like Chuck, Billy, and Scotty, and we were on tour with them,
Right.
so that was a lot easier. And there was some others that, we weren't on tour, but Tommy Jones is good friends with the guys in Lamb of God. So when he actually saw him, he filmed them. Same with all the others, the guy from Suffocation and Doc from God Forbid. And, every time when we run into people at festivals in Europe, we ask them, and they were gladly, wanted to do an interview for it. So it was hard. It was just, like I said, it was like 3-4 years in the making.
Right.
So trying to get it all we wanted to get more people, but if we wanted to get more people, then it wouldn't come out on time. So we had to
Right.
stop. We had to stop.
And I think in that way it's precise because it's like a double bonanza for fans, because along with the DVD there's another live CD coming up, The Way Calls for Blood.
Yeah.
So now here's the thing for fans. I mean, should I buy the DVD? Should I buy the live CD, or should I buy both? So that's kind of crazy. But the artwork for the live CD is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Easily captures the essence of Death Angel.
It captures the essence of Death Angel from where we're from, and it also gives it a little bit of a old school feel.
Right.
Like back in the day when you used to buy vinyl, and you look at the album cover and you just get so hooked. But with the DVD and the CD, with the DVD comes with the CD.
Right.
And also, we're going to release a vinyl version of it too as well.
That's cool. Now, it must be really, different, because from last few years, this resurrection of vinyls have actually picked up a lot. I mean, a lot of fans who don't even own a vinyl player but still have so many vinyls. So cool to see that you have a physical thing in your hand, which is a different feeling than having a digital copy.
It is. It is. I mean, it's something tangible, something you hold. With, something digital, you're not actually holding it. It's on your computer. I mean, the good thing about digital is, like, you could, put it in your iPod or your phone and take it everywhere. That's something you can't do with vinyl.
Right.
But, vinyl, I mean, I grew up on vinyl. We all grew up on vinyl. So, I mean, looking at, it's, you hear the same stories from everyone, something you hold. It looks like it's worth the money you bought. It's a good artwork. It's not small. You could look at all the details of the artwork. And, it's something to hold. It's kind of hard to say unless you grew up
with
buying vinyl,
That's true. Now, been almost 2 years since The Dream Calls for Blood. So you already said in a few of your interviews that you guys are going to enter the studio in October. So how's the stuff coming along right now? My good buddy Don did an interview with you on road at Baltimore. I don't know whether you remember. So then, it was a cool chat, and I heard you discussing about the album. So how's the material coming along right now, keeping in mind that you guys are heading on tour again next month?
Yeah. Right now, we are writing a new record. I mean, we're like 5 songs in. Right now, Rob and Will, they go to the studio and just to hash things out and get ideas going. To tell you what the songs sound like and what it's going to be, that's kind of hard to tell right now. I mean, because the way Death Angel writes, I don't want to say it's gonna sound like this, then something and it sounds different. You know what I mean? With the way I look at songwriting with this band, is the music is always gonna be Death Angel. The foundation is still there, but it's kind of hard to tell you what direction we're going in until everything is like recorded, mixed, and mastered. Because sometimes we'll write something that's really good and it sounds like this. Then when Mark comes in and lays his vocals, it could kind of sound totally different.
True.
Yeah. Then when, because we're always building on the song. We're always doing changes. Like, we'll write something, it's great. Mark would come in, he'll sing, it sounds killer. Then we might do minor adjustments. Even those minor adjustments changes how the song sounds.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to say, it's going to sound like this. Then when the final product comes out, it sounds totally different. even better, and someone's gonna hold you to that. Hey,
Yeah,
but you
right.
said it sounds like that. So I get and it's always changing because when you're writing in the studio, then when you get to the actual recording studio,
Hmm.
things change again
Change. True.
for the better. So I kind of get a better perspective when everything is done and I get handed the master copy. Here's the album, and I have time to listen to
Listen
it,
to it.
to
Yeah.
absorb, because it's like building a house. We're gonna build a mansion, then you end up building a condo,
Right.
or something, something to that effect.
Right, but still, I'm sure you guys don't want to repeat what you guys did on The Dream Calls for Blood or from your previous releases because it's always like, exploring different territories and basically spread your wings even after 3 decades.
Of course, you have to spread your wings. You have to progress. I mean, I don't think we're gonna top the Dream Calls for Blood because that's that's a moment in time you can't replicate.
Absolutely.
It's moments captured in time. Well, we will be influenced by that record, of course. We're influenced by all our records. The
Hmm.
foundation of Death Angel is still there, but we're going to explore different territories, but the sound of Death Angel will always be there. If you look at all the albums, all our previous albums, they sound different from each other, but it's
Right.
still Death Angel.
True. True.
So to tell you what direction we're going in, that's kind of hard to tell
Not as
because you can't predict the future.
Absolutely. So you guys are going to continue writing since you will be heading on a European tour?
Yeah, we're gonna be writing this month, and like maybe a week before we leave, we'll start rehearsing the
Mhm.
other songs for Europe, and we're gonna be writing while we're in Europe. You know, any chance we get, we're gonna continue writing and finishing up and touching up on songs we've written while we're home. Then when we come home, we have 2 weeks off. Then all of September, we're gonna continue writing and fixing up all, doing some touch-ups on the other songs.
Right. And then October, you guys enter the studio and start recording.
Yeah, we're gonna start recording, and it'll be out probably. We're shooting for April of 2016.
Oh, so springtime.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool because keeping in mind the number of releases coming from Nuclear Blast, my God, I mean, every month for us is like amazing because now we have a new Nile Soilwork coming up on the same date, August 28th.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's cool to see how things are going to shape up. But I'm glad that you guys are giving some break because if it takes a little more time, I think patience is the key here for fans.
Yeah, patience, but we don't want to take too much. I
Too
mean, we'll
long.
take our time writing,
Mm-hmm.
but we want to get it material out to the fans as possible. We don't want it to be like the Thrashumentary where it took 3 years.
Yes,
But
that's
I mean, you've seen it. It's worth it, but we don't want to take that long.
absolutely right. Now, everyone knows the Ultraviolence. Now, that's one of the best thrash metal albums of all times when we talk about how it changed thrash metal along with the other albums which came,
Yes.
during that. Now, it's been close to 3 decades since the album is out. I know you were not a part of the band, but still as a thrash metal fan, I'm sure when you heard the album for the first time, it must have been a great feeling.
It was a great feeling. I mean, it was a great. I mean, that album is a very influential album.
Hmm.
It's an album that helped pioneer the thrash scene along with Bonded by Blood, Master of Puppets, Rain and Blood. It's just as important as that.
True.
And it's till this day, it's still one of my favorite albums. The sound, the vibe of that record is just it's incredible. The songs, it's kind of hard to believe like a bunch of teenagers wrote that album.
Right.
For back then. It's nowadays there's a lot of young kids and teenagers, which is great, playing music. But in 1986, 87, I don't think you heard of a bunch of teenagers releasing that style of music
Music.
and that good on and being signed to a label.
Right.
So it's a very influential album. It's one of my favorites of all time, and I look back at it and go, wow, if it wasn't for that album, Death Angel wouldn't be here today.
Right. Right, that's really cool. I mean, when I look back in 1982, by five cousins, the band was formed, and then we have Rob and Mark now, and you guys as well.
Yeah.
So, it's more like a family.
Yeah.
Spending a lot of time together, you share all the pain, the sorrow, and happiness together. So eventually, it reflects on the music as well.
It does. It does. It does reflect on the music because, we hang out with each other a lot,
Hmm.
on the road. We get along. And, at times we hang out together when we're not on the road.
Right.
Maybe like, if, because a lot of other, like Will and Damien, they're in other bands. So
Hmm.
sometimes we go out and see them or just basically hang out,
Hang out. Hmm.
And when you get to know each other as people and as musicians and, you respect each other in that sense, that does reflect on the music. I mean, having Will in the band, his music range is incredible. I mean, he loves stuff like David Bowie all the way to Suffocation,
Ah, that's
you know.
cool.
So I mean, and him and Rob, they get along really well, and they're always in their writing, so they bounce ideas off each other. And I'm pretty sure Will, got Rob into music that Rob wouldn't have think he'd listen to, and vice
Right.
versa, and vice
True.
versa. So, they're really open to each other's, things when it comes to checking out new music.
Absolutely. Now, Ted, just few weeks left. So, for all the fans who are going to listen to this interview, a message from Ted to all your fans to buy the DVD the moment it's out, and they need to pre-order it. That's like the primary target right now.
I think, yeah, if they could pre-order it, that'd be great. I mean, I just want to say to all the fans, I mean, thank you for everything. I mean, the support has been overwhelming. I mean, I know this band has gone through some tough times, with member changes and everything, but people stuck with us and believed in us, and that's how we came up with Relentless Retribution and The Dream Calls for Blood. Now, they're gonna get a nice special treat with the Thrashumentary. We've been getting a lot of mail and hits on our website and Facebook saying, when is it going to be released? When is it going to be released?
Right.
So finally, it's going to be released, and I think it was worth the wait. I mean, people who have seen it already, like you, said it's really good. We've seen it; it's awesome, and it covers the whole history of Death Angel, and I think people are going to be really excited to see it.
I think good is an understatement here.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I've seen it so many times because we were doing so many editing,
Right.
stuff. So, sometimes I just have to let it go. We have to let it go and just have people who watch it be the judge for it.
Absolutely. True,
So,
true. Ted, it's an honor having a chat with you. But before I conclude, I don't know
yes,
whether you're aware or not, but I am from India, and
yes,
and that's where your fan base has been increasing over the period of last 5 years. Because you might be aware that the scene here is like crazy right now. Most of the bands have already come. I don't recollect. A few of the trash bands like Overkill is yet to come, and you guys are yet to come. Exodus is yet to come. So come on, you gotta say, when is the possibility of seeing you guys live in India?
what? We'd love to come to India. We have heard so many things about India. I've seen, video clips on YouTube of the fans in India, how they're just so passionate, and I read a lot of interviews, and we want to come to India. We're just waiting for a promoter to call us
That's
and just
cool. So
say,
you can
"Hey,
leave that up to me.
yeah." I mean, as soon as we get that call, I'm sure we're gonna go. I mean, we have friends, and I have friends who are from India, and they keep telling me, "Man, the metal scene there is just so alive," and we just can't wait to get out there.
Awesome. Now that the new album will be out next year, so hopefully next summer some festivals happen here. Maybe we can get to see Death Angel live here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we want to go all over the world. I mean, places we haven't hit, even places we've been to before. I mean, there's fans everywhere that want to see us, and
Right.
with the internet nowadays, and in this time, it's a lot easier to go to some of these countries than it was before.
True.
I think the internet really helped expand. Like fans were able to reach out, and it just made music explode. I think that's the good thing about the internet.
Absolutely, Ted.
So
So, folks, July 24th, Thrashumentary out via Nuclear Blast. Grab your copy. Ted Aguilar, thank you very much for spending some time today with us. It's an honor, and we look forward to see you guys on road, unleashing hell every damn time.
thank you very much for the interview and happy birthday.